Recognize Representative McGuire for 5 minutes.
Thank you, Chairwoman Mason. Thank you to our witnesses for being here today. The American people have suffered from the Biden-Harris administration's failure of keeping the American people safe at home and abroad, and especially at our southern border. Because time is an issue, I want to go real fast with 4 yes or no questions. Number 1, if you cross our border illegally, are you a criminal?
Yes.
Yes.
There's usually, it's
I need a
usually
yes or
considered.
no?
Yes.
Thank you. Number 2, yes or no, criminals don't care about the law.
They do not care.
They do not care.
No.
I don't think I can say yes or no to that. It depends on the person.
See what we're working with. All right, number 3, this statement, you agree with it, yes or no? Police are good, criminals are bad, and victims are important.
Yes, absolutely.
100% yes.
Yes.
Again, like
see
people
what
are
we're
complicated,
I see what
but
we're dealing
generally, yes.
All right, number 4, last one. Trump is more effective at securing our southern border than the Biden administration, yes or no?
Yes.
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 I don't have the information to answer that.
Interesting. The past 4 years of Biden, our border has been an open door. And for the folks that support the Biden administration, illegals have come here. They say that illegals have come here for a better life, but they started off as a criminal, and they have been they started off breaking our law. We talked about the 12-year-old Jocelyn earlier. We talked about Lake and Riley. These illegal aliens have been robbing, raping, and killing the American people. And I heard one of the witnesses talk about, hey, the Trump policies could cause people to be hurt or die. What about the American people that have been robbed, raped, and killed? I don't see anyone on the other side talking about that. They tore down our border wall that was placed specifically by our Border Patrol, where it was the most dangerous to protect the American people. And under the Biden administration, they removed that wall. And I have heard, and this is a yes or no, I guess, I've heard that we had electronics on that wall, so it wasn't just a steel wall, and the Biden administration refused to put those electronics, use those electronics, and they actually tore them down. Is this information true?
Yes.
That's my understanding.
I can't specifically say that equipment was taken, but I was told that there were repairs that were not done, and lights and sensors and other things were not turned on.
I didn't work on the border wall. I don't know the answer.
Understood. So we have the fentanyl overdose epidemic in our country. I call it Chinese chemical warfare. It's being produced in China, coming across the southern border, and poisoning and killing more Americans each year than died in the Vietnam War. When you express your concern about people might get hurt or die, what about those 100,000 plus Americans that are killed every day? Thank God President Trump is back in the White House, and not to mention human trafficking and all the children that are gone missing that we all know about. Data shows that border encounters have decreased by 66% compared to January 2024. However, again, millions of illegal aliens are, who were released by the Biden administration are still in our country. Mr. Fabricator and Dr. Gilmer, as a former ICE agents working during the Biden administration, is it fair to say that this was the worst administration to work with regard to enforcing immigration law in the U.S.? Please answer yes or no.
Yes, it was.
Could you provide more specific Can you provide more specific examples of policies that made your job more difficult under the Biden administration?
Yeah, for sure. I retired under the Biden administration because of how horrible it was. I just couldn't give the orders to the men and women that worked for me that I felt were counter to protecting the United States. One of those was just a system that they had set up where, as a supervisor, when agents would put information in the system, it was so tiered that we couldn't allow these agents out onto the street to actually make arrests. They were limiting the arrests that we were making.
Dr. Gilmore, running out of time.
Yes, I echo my colleague. The moratorium that was initially placed on making arrests significantly impacted our ability. We had cases that we were attempting to assist our state and local partners with, where we had, in one particular case, we had a sex offender who shot his victim, and they were attempting to obtain warrants on the subject, and we thought that we could actually detain that person and get them off the street, but we weren't allowed to.
These policies that we're talking about today with the Biden administration, they are absolutely not serious about protecting our border or the American people at home and abroad. And thank God we have President Trump in the White House. I would ask both of you, Mr. Fabricator and Dr. Gilmore, what tools does Congress need to give ICE to achieve its mission?
Very quickly.
Number one, we need the money to be able to have more beds. We need detention space, and we need more ERO officers out on the street, and this technology as well.
I echo my colleague. We need the technology and the resources, but we need the personnel to use that technology and fulfill the mission and purpose.
I yield, thank you.